If your procrastination could speak, what do you think it would say? Because I can assure you, it would not tell you that you're a loser. It would not tell you that you're doing anything wrong. It would not tell you that you're behind. It would actually tell you that you're right on time. See, years ago, when I was completely burnt out, switching careers, going through so many health scares, I did not have the ability to be kind to myself at that time. So procrastination was like acid on my skin. I would see dishes pile up and I wouldn't stop to think of grace or compassion for myself. Instead, I would eliminate the circumstances and look only at that as a sign of failure. And I don't know if you can relate to that, but if you can, then this video is for you. Procrastination is a symptom of burnout, first and foremost, for most people. And it requires your surrender, your release. You need to tend to the physical body before you can take any type of action. So those actions will, of course, get delayed and be procrastinated because something else is more important in that moment. And you know what that thing is? You. But we're so hardwired to just have it all together all the time and to just be able to go. But I imagine it like this, like, you know, when you put your hand on someone who's like running in place, then you let go and they just go like straight forward. That's like us. Like, we're in a rat race and we're running, but what are we even running? We're chasing after things that we feel like we deserve because we've sacrificed our lives, our purpose, our dreams to a reality that is draining the life force out of us, because there's nothing inspiring about sitting at a desk, unless you get inspired sitting at a desk, then like hat off to you. But it's hard to find inspiration when your soul is not where it craves to be, and that shows up as procrastination for people. I mean, it shows up in a lot of other ways, but for the sake of this video, it does show up as procrastination. Procrastination is also an invitation to rest and reflect. If you're putting something off, your mind might want to say, what's wrong with me? Why am I putting this off? I must be scared. I must be this. I must be that. You're searching for a label because uncertainty feels unsafe. But you're not unsafe. You're being called to a higher timeline. And your body needs time to integrate, but we are not taught as a society to respect integration. We are only taught to respect hustle. And that's why so many people have chronic illnesses. That's why so many people have failed marriages and failed relationships, because there is so much disharmony within the structure of our society, and that gets translated into discomfort within the soul. Another reason we procrastinate is perfection. We are craving perfection, which does not exist. Perfection is a false promise of safety that never delivers, and it will always let you down. It doesn't exist. So if you think about it, take that scenario that you're putting off in your head right now, okay? Are you expecting yourself to do it perfectly? What are your expectations of yourself? Can you release some of them? Are they all necessary? Are they guiding you, or are they imprisoning you? Because when you start to have relationships and conversations with your habits, with your tendencies, instead of annihilating them into something that must be removed, you can find your way through the path. And that's what procrastination showed me, is self-acceptance and self-understanding. Let's use the dish example again. I would put them off, A, because I was burnt out, but B, another layer, because I just don't like to honestly like touch food in the drain, and like it's just like the senses, it grossed me out. Now I know that about myself. So I validate it before I do the dishes. I'm like, I know this might be a little gross, but like, thank you so much for doing it. I really appreciate it. And that honestly helps me, like talking to myself like that. And another way, a little habit, a hack that I use is anything that I don't like to do, I outsource to my inner masculine. So we have three parts. We have an inner child, inner feminine, inner masculine. You also have your highest self and your soul body and all sorts of other things. But for the purpose of this, inner masculine is the doer. So when I don't want to clean my house, I will do it, and then I'll thank my inner masculine as though like my boyfriend did it for me. I'll just be like, thanks babe, I really appreciate it. And then like it just makes me realize how much work I did for myself, and I'm receiving the blessing that is me by shifting that perspective. I mean, that might not work for everybody, but it really does work for me. And it's also an invitation for gratitude, because procrastination starts to happen when you don't get validated or witnessed in all your efforts. Because it's like, why should I even try? Why do I want to put energy into something that I don't know is going to return energy back? What's the ROI, return on investment? So that's completely fair, and that's completely validated. And that's what you're being asked to reflect. Where do I direct my energy? Where is it going? Do I want to put my energy into this even at all? Am I putting it off because I'm lazy, or am I putting it off because it's misaligned? You know, your soul knows. So I invite you to have these types of conversations with yourself, because you're wise as fuck, okay? You are an oracle. You know the answers. Your body knows the answers. We just need to make space to receive them. And right now, so much of our inner worlds are riddled with criticism. And that is clouding your judgment and clouding your view of yourself. And that breaks my heart. I don't want anyone in this world to go through life thinking they're less than magnificent, because you're here. Do you understand what had to happen for you to exist? And you're here beating yourself up about procrastinating? My love, absolutely not on my watch. Absolutely not. Because, oh man, life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be fun. I always imagine it this way, like everyone's on earth and they're all just doing what makes them happy, like doing what their gifts are, living in alignment. And how joyous the world would be if we all were free from the stress, the pressure, the doing what we don't want to do. It's not selfish to do what you want. It's not. And there's ways to monetize your gifts, always. But it starts with self-acceptance. So if you find yourself procrastinating, try to accept your circumstances and invite gentleness, invite conversation with yourself, and you will find what procrastination is trying to teach you.